Hi, welcome to Your Black World News. I'm your host, Roosevelt Mitchell III. So the Missouri athlete strike proposal was withdrew today by the person who actually filed it, the state legislative Republican, Rick Bratton. The Harrisonville Republican filed a proposal on Friday that wanted to withdraw or revoke the scholarship of any athlete who did not play for health-related reasons. And the proposal was drafted in spite of the Missouri football players who back in November decided not to participate in any team-related activities until the president of the university was either fired or resigned. Ultimately, he resigned, as well as the football coach. And Representative Bratton also had a clause in there that wanted to fine the football coaches or any coaches who participated in it as well. So this drew criticism all across the country, even with college professors who stated that it violated students' or players' rights of First Amendment. Bratton's decision to withdraw the piece of legislation came to a surprise of the bill's co-sponsor, who was also a Republican from the city of O'Fallon, Missouri. But to all of you people who don't know the history of Republican Rick Bratton, this is not the first piece of legislation that he has drafted that is aimed towards African American people. And let's just be clear here. The state of Missouri as a whole is still in a fight of black versus white. Why do you think there's so many instances and riots that's been going on in St. Louis? People are still fighting because the racial tension is thick in the state of Missouri. So check out this video that I did on Representative Bratton a few months ago.
A Republican Missouri lawmaker wants to ban people on food stamps from buying steak and seafood with their EBT cards. In 2013, Fox News interviewed a surfer on food stamps who claimed that he bought lobster and sushi with his food stamps because it's basically free food. And since that interview, there has been a concentrated effort on limiting people to what they can and cannot buy with food stamps. But this is nothing new. This is the same strategy that Ronald Reagan used in the 1980s with the welfare queen. Find one person who was abusing the system and make that person the face of the public assistance program, so everybody will think that everyone who's on the program is abusing the system. The Missouri lawmaker also states that he don't want people on a taxpayer's dime to afford these types of luxury foods. But my Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. So before we talk about the people whose cupboards are empty, let's talk about those whose cupboards runneth over. Like yours, Mr. Lawmaker. Missouri lawmakers are among the best paid part-time employees in the nation. You make over $36,000 a year working part-time. But not only that, you receive $180 per diem per day. But not only that, you receive a monthly expense account of $700. So, how much steak and seafood are you buying with taxpayer money? How many five-star hotels are you staying in with taxpayer money? What kind of expenses are you incurring with taxpayer money? So, Mr. Lawmaker, next time you use your pulpit to try to dictate what other people spend their taxpayer money on, let's talk about what you spend your much larger share of taxpayer money on, so we all can be held accountable.
And Representative Bratton, he kind of plays on the majority of people in Missouri. So I think that's why this legislation was drafted by him, because you should have seen how many people that was on my Twitter feed, because I'm a resident of St. Louis, Missouri. So I know firsthand about the people and how a lot of them think, because I made some Twitter posts about how President Wolf should have been fired. And then you should have seen the people who stated the same thing that this piece of legislation stated, that, well, tell them to go to another school. Playing for Mizzou is a privilege. Not knowing how much money that those Mizzou players bring to the school, or the football coach, Gary Pinkel, might I add, did not have a choice but to join football players. Because just think about it. What if he didn't join his black football players, the ones that he asked to come and play, who not only making him millions, but making the university millions, and Columbia, Missouri millions as well. So just think, if he'd have said, I'm not standing with my black players, you all sit on the sideline and playing with somebody else, he would never, ever have gotten another black player to ever come to the city of Columbia or the University of Missouri to ever play football. So let's just be real. So he's not a hero in my eyes for that, but I salute him for taking a stance. But just a day after that, he caught so much backlash from the boosters and the sponsors who stated their concern of him standing up with the football players, to where he began backpedaling, saying, hey, I don't control my Twitter. So he ultimately turned his back So it's not suspicious to me that a few days after that, Gary Pinkel, the ex-head football coach, decided to call it quits because of health reasons. Health reasons, all of a sudden, which they said they had known about them back in the summer, but all of a sudden, health reasons. So the water gets kind of murky as the plot thickens. And even with the governor did not show up to Ferguson. He did not show up to Mizzou with this situation. They all do not want to disrupt this good old boy system that pretty much goes on in the state of Missouri. But I would love to hear what you think about this. So please leave a comment in the section below. And until next time, my friends, be blessed and be encouraged.